Waking up in the morning is like opening a new page in a book. Each day brings with it the opportunity to write a unique story, and this narrative begins with the intention we place in it. Morning prayer, then, becomes a powerful ritual, a moment when we connect with something greater, asking for divine strength and spiritual protection for the day that is beginning. The Bible is filled with examples of men and women who found strength in God. Moses, for example, when faced with the monumental task of freeing the Israelites from slavery, did not hesitate to seek the divine presence. He knew that his own strength was not enough to confront Pharaoh and the challenges of the desert. In Exodus 33:15, he says, "If your presence does not go with us, do not bring us up from here." This quest for divine strength and protection is a recurring theme in the scriptures. When we start the day in prayer, we open a channel of communication with God, allowing His strength to flow over us. It is not just about asking for help in moments of weakness, but about recognizing the dependence we have on Him. Divine strength is not something we possess on our own. It is a gift we receive when we align ourselves with God's will. In Philippians 4:13, we find the affirmation, "I can do all things through Him who strengthens me." This certainty drives us to face daily challenges, knowing that we are not alone. Spiritual protection is equally vital. The world can be a challenging place, full of distractions and dangers that can divert us from our purpose. Morning prayer serves as a shield, a defense against the negativities that may arise throughout the day. In Psalms 91:11, it is written, "For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." This promise of protection reminds us that we do not have to face obstacles alone. There is a divine strength that surrounds and protects us. Imagine starting the day with this awareness. Upon waking, instead of letting ourselves be swept away by the rush, we can take a moment to connect with God. A simple prayer can change the tone of our day. By invoking this divine strength, we begin to see situations from a new perspective. Gratitude should be a fundamental part of this prayer, thanking for each new day, for the opportunities it brings, for the lessons we are yet to learn. This attitude of gratitude opens the doors for divine strength to manifest in our lives. Stories of people who have experienced this strength and protection are inspiring. Think of Daniel, who, even in the midst of adversity, maintained his faith and, through prayer, found the strength to face the challenge of the lion's den. His continuity in prayer, even in the face of danger, is a powerful testimony of how divine strength can sustain us in critical moments. He knew that spiritual protection was not just about being free from danger, but about having the courage to stand firm in faith. How many times in our own lives have we found the courage to face challenges when we turn to prayer? The strength we invoke is not just for ourselves, but so that we can be instruments of blessing in the lives of others. By receiving this divine strength, we can also become sources of support and encouragement for those around us. It is interesting to note that morning prayer is not just a request for help, but a declaration of intention. By praying, we are telling God that we want to align our lives with His purposes. We are asking for His strength to guide us in every decision we make. This leads us to an important reflection. How are we using this strength in our daily actions? Divine strength is not a resource that should remain just between us and God. It is something that should manifest in the way we treat others, how we face challenges, and how we manage our emotions. Spiritual protection extends beyond what we see. Often we may not perceive the battles happening around us, but prayer helps us to be aware and prepared. It is as if we are putting on an invisible armor that protects us from the negative influences that may try to divert us from our path. Each new day is an opportunity to start over, to seek this strength and protection. When we finish our prayer, we may feel renewed, ready to face whatever comes. It is an invitation to live life fully, knowing that we are supported by divine strength and enveloped in spiritual protection. The final reflection invites us to consider, how can we integrate this practice of prayer into our mornings? At what moments of the day can we return to this connection with the divine? The strength and protection we seek are not just for ourselves, but so that we can positively impact the world around us. Each morning, upon opening our eyes, the opportunity to invoke this divine strength and spiritual protection is within our reach. Waking up in the morning is an invitation to connect with something greater. Upon opening our eyes, it is already possible to feel the divine presence around us, almost as if the air is imbued with a force that propels us. This strength is not just a fleeting energy. It is the spiritual protection that surrounds us and guides us throughout the day. The simple act of rising in the morning can be transformed into a moment of invocation, where prayer becomes the way to release this strength. Morning prayer is a powerful ritual. It is a moment of pause before diving into the demands and challenges that the day brings. In this moment, it is possible to recognize God's omniscience, who knows every thought, every longing. He is aware of the insecurities and fears that may arise. By surrendering to this divine strength, we are also allowing ourselves to be guided by a light that illuminates our path. Spiritual protection manifests in this act of surrender, where we recognize that we are not alone in our daily battles. When we talk about identity and purpose, it is essential to remember that each of us has intrinsic value, shaped by divine intention. Morning prayer helps us align our thoughts with this truth. By thanking for the new opportunity to live, we are rejecting the voices that try to distort our perception of ourselves. The strength we seek is not just to face personal challenges, but to positively impact the world around us. Each word, each decision, each action can be an extension of this divine strength that we invoke. Imagine a moment when you face a difficult choice. What makes you make the right decision? Morning prayer serves as a compass, a guide that directs us even when the answers seem murky. When we ask for spiritual protection, we are preparing for the distractions that may arise. It is easy to get lost in the day-to-day, but when we start the day in communion with the divine, our perception sharpens. The strength we invoke gives us clarity to see beyond appearances, helping us discern what truly matters. This dialogue with God does not need to be complicated. Sometimes a simple phrase of gratitude is enough to trigger this strength. Thank you for guiding me today, or may I be an instrument of your peace, are examples of prayers that can be said upon waking. The beauty of this moment lies in its simplicity and sincerity. There is no need for elaborate words. What matters is the intention. This morning connection can be the anchor that keeps us steady amidst life's storms. The impact of our actions expands when we are aware of the divine strength that accompanies us. By releasing this spiritual protection, we can positively affect the people around us. A gesture of kindness, a word of encouragement. All of this becomes easier when we are aligned with our essence. By invoking divine strength, we transform not only our lives, but also the lives of those around us. Throughout the day, it is natural to drift away from this connection. Routines, stresses, and distractions can make us forget the spiritual protection we invoked in the morning. It is at this moment that we can return to this practice. A brief pause, a deep breath, and a reminder of the divine strength that is with us can make all the difference. A quick prayer, even if mental, can restore this connection. I am here, Lord. Guide me again. This simplicity is powerful. And what if life presents unexpected challenges? It is at this point that divine strength reveals itself even more. Spiritual protection does not exempt us from difficulties, but gives us the tools necessary to face them. By invoking this strength, we can find resilience. Each obstacle can be seen as an opportunity to grow, to learn to trust even more in the divine plan. Prayer becomes a refuge, a safe space where we can renew our strength. The strength we seek is not just for ourselves. By experiencing this spiritual protection, we become beacons for others. We can inspire those around us to also connect with the divine. This creates a ripple effect where the light we receive spreads. The morning prayer is not an isolated act. It is part of a cycle of love and strength that perpetuates itself. By strengthening ourselves, we also strengthen our community. This is the essence of spiritual protection. When the day comes to an end, the practice of morning prayer can resonate again. Thanking for what we have lived, for the lessons learned, and for the strengths that have sustained us throughout the journey. This reflection prepares us for tomorrow, creating a continuous cycle of strength and protection. Each morning, the possibility of invoking this divine strength and spiritual protection is always within our reach, ready to guide us and illuminate our path. And so prayer is not just a moment of words, but a surrender, an affirmation that we are open to receive and give. The divine strength and spiritual protection we seek are not just for ourselves, but so that we can positively impact the world around us. This is what truly matters. The morning brings with it a freshness that invites new beginnings. It is the ideal moment to invoke the divine strength that empowers us and the spiritual protection that guides us. Prayer then becomes a powerful tool to align our thoughts and intentions with the greater purpose that God has for us. When we wake up, the mind is filled with possibilities and often uncertainties. It is at this moment that we need to connect with the presence of God. He knows each of our thoughts and every step we take. Sincere communication with Him can transform an ordinary day into a journey filled with meaning and protection. By starting the day with a prayer, we make a declaration that we are ready to receive and act under His guidance. Imagine the act of praying in the morning as a ritual. Take time to sit in a quiet place. Feel the energy of the environment and breathe deeply. Thank for another day, for each opportunity that is to come. By expressing gratitude, you open doors for divine strength to flow through you. This strength is not just an abstract concept. It is a tangible feeling that encourages us to face challenges, to maintain faith, and to move forward, even when the journey seems difficult. During prayer, invoke spiritual protection. Ask God to envelop not only you but also the people you love. Imagine a light around you, a barrier of protection that prevents negative energies or distractions from interfering with your plans. This mental image serves as a constant reminder that, regardless of what happens throughout the day, you are guarded and guided. Life is full of decisions, and each choice carries its weight. When you cry out for divine direction, be willing to listen. The answer may come in unexpected ways: a conversation, a book you decide to read, or even a sudden feeling of clarity. Be attentive to the signs and follow them. Divine strength does not manifest only in great events. Often it is found in the subtleties of everyday life. A smile from a stranger, an opportunity to help someone, or a moment of peace amidst chaos. Reject false perceptions about yourself. The identity that God has established for you is unique and valuable. Do not let doubts or the opinions of others define who you are. Morning prayer should be a moment of reaffirmation. Remember that you are loved, chosen, and endowed with a purpose. With each new dawn, this truth is renewed, and divine strength becomes fuel for your journey. When obstacles arise throughout the day, do not despair. Return to prayer, even if it is a brief pause to reconnect. The spiritual protection you invoked in the morning is always available. You can remember that this strength is within you, ready to be activated. When facing a challenge, take a deep breath. Remember the light that surrounds you and seek divine guidance. With each step, you are not just moving forward, you are reflecting God's will in your life. And of course, prayer should not be an isolated act. With each interaction, carry with you the strength and protection you requested. When you encounter someone going through difficulties, share that light. The divine strength flowing in you may be the strength another person needs at that moment. Thus, you become an agent of change, spreading protection and love wherever you go. The day may be uncertain, but your connection with the divine brings clarity. At the end of the day, take a moment to reflect on everything that happened. Thank again. Reinforce this connection, recognizing that each experience was an opportunity to grow and learn. Divine strength and spiritual protection are not just requests made upon waking. They are promises that materialize with each step we take, with each decision we make. As you conclude your morning prayer, carry with you the certainty that divine strength will accompany you in every decision. You are prepared to face whatever comes. Spiritual protection is with you. And so, you rise, not just as an ordinary human being, but as someone who carries within themselves the strength of the Creator. May your journey today be illuminated, protected, and filled with purpose. A morning prayer to release divine strength and spiritual protection over your day is what you need to transform every moment.